Yep, set it in, and then you gotta slam that handle forward. And that's why there's nothing over there. Okay, that didn't work. I'm not entirely sure how fair it is that I clean off my table to work on my mini bike for RCG racing to convert it over to more of a cafe racer style. And somehow John's mini bike is here with a new tire, some spoons, and John who thinks he wants to be able to off-road without going sideways. Yeah. So John got this in a sponsorship, and it's been really good other than the throttle stick issue. Yeah. We did end up coming into a little bit of an issue that the throttle was actually not adjusted tight enough, and if you full throttled it, it actually could end up jamming down in here. But after a little bit of monkey adjustment with this right here, it's been fine since. But this tire has nothing whatsoever for tread, and this has tons of tread. Same size, so we're gonna swap it in. Rather, you're gonna swap it in.
So we just pulled off the clutch cover, and we need to pull off the chain cover, but we can't pull it out this way. So we can only push it through this way, but the idler is in the way. So we need to remove it.
Awesome. Hey, by the way, do you remember how you ended up with the tire? YouTube. No, Patreons. This YouTuber stuff is taking a while for you to get used to. You've only been helping me with video for 10 years.
You gave it to me on Christmas, and on the label it said from YouTube.
Oh, that's okay, fine. You win. You got me on that one. Shout out to the Patreons, because you guys bought John his first upgrade for his mini bike.
I think it's a tire.
So say thank you to the mini bike Patreons, because they bought you this.
Thank
you. Unanimously, this was pretty much what everybody said needed to be your first upgrade, including what they said it should be for an upgrade.
Yes. I finally got a better tire.
That's a bulky looking tire.
So what do you think? You think that's going to be a better rear tire?
Yeah.
Now, if it doesn't work, we get to blame everybody that commented that's what we should buy, right?
Very nice crown.
I guess.
Alright, say thank you, Patreons.
Thank you, Patreons.
But, yeah, you guys on the Patreon, there's a specific Patreon tab that's for John projects, and you guys paid for the tire for John. So thank you, Patreon members, and I'll post a link down below if you guys want to help John with upgrading this thing to, I don't know, maybe a Predator swap later or something. We've got a Predator block. We'll see what it looks like later on in the video. Just to make all of us old people feel better, where was the nut you just spent the last, like, 6 minutes trying to find?
Stuck in this.
Yeah, I feel better about the fact I forget why I walked into a room now. At least I know where the nut ends up when I'm done using a wrench. Or a ratchet, rather. Okay, so does that come out now? The directions said it would come out the front. What are you doing? There, just like that. See, sometimes you need big finger muscles. Yeah, we're working on the big finger muscles. Well, John's working on his mini bike. I'm cleaning the garage and working on some caution tape and red paint here on the end of the lift. Even at full height on this, these things are not above my 6'1". So somebody sent in the idea of using red duct tape in order to make tabs that hang down. But unfortunately, if I have red duct tape, somebody uses it for artistical ideas, and I don't get to keep it often. So this is regular duct tape, painted red while I was marking the bars underneath. Because child thievery. Apparently, I'm holding a 14 millimeter, and the actual axle nut is a...
19.
19. Okay, go ahead and ugga that off. Well, that came off nice and easy. Okay, so now, if I'm right on this, you should be able to push that through that direction and leave the brake assembly in place. And we should be able to pop this off and drop it out. So if you swing that down there, you're on camera. It's supposed to look easy and just magically pop out of there like all the other YouTubers. What did you do?
I don't know. It won't come out.
Go grab a rubber bop it and give it a twack. I'll hold the bike in place. Okay, we've got one spacer on the left-hand side. This is bolted to the rim. This is bolted to the rim. And this brake is on a spacer, but I don't see anything between it and the outside, but we're going to watch for it. All right, give that a bop it while I hold this. Yep. Okay, did it move?
I think.
Yeah, do it again. Give it a bop it. Again. It moved. Okay, again. Okay, now it's level. Should be able to get it to pull out through this side now. Why is that not coming out? That should be nice and easy. Okay. This is John's project, but I'm stepping in because this should honestly just pull out. This should not be this difficult. I'm not quite sure why it is being this way. That looks about the right size. We should be able to drive a dowel through. So we'll try that. Oh, you know what? I bet we can use a flathead screwdriver. Or a Phillips. There's a really long Phillips. Let's try that. Okay. Let's see if I can make this move. Oh, lovely. The top of this bolt isn't flat. So once I get this bolt out, I will probably drill a small little divot into the center of the top of the head because it's not flat, and it would make that a lot easier next time. Well, we bottomed out our Walmart screwdriver. There it goes. There we go. Walmart screwdriver out. Watch for spacers on this side, but I don't see any. And there it goes. So we do have one spacer there. We've got to remember when we put it back together. There's no spacers at all on the brake side. Now, we gotta get the tire off. That's my job. I'm putting this in the video because I just noticed that, see how this is nice and flush mounted? And these are the same bolt pattern as the brake side. But if you flip the rim around and you put that on there, it's no longer flush. So it has a brake side, which is really low profile. And it has a gear side that is raised right there. So that means we need to make sure the tire direction is this way when we put it on. John's down here with the little valve stem tool that he has because the cool screwdriver doesn't actually fit because the flange is in the way. Guys, I apologize. I pushed on this just to see how much effort it was going to take to de-bead this thing. And it literally just popped. Just look, I can de-bead it with my thumb. Like, holy cow. There it goes. It's all de-beaded already. All right, get the rest off. You have no idea what you're doing. Nope. I'll work on it. We only have one rim. I'm going to work on it. Well, let's go ahead and struggle train this thing. I hate doing tires. I suck at doing tires. But we're going to have to manually do these tires because what we ended up discovering was that this is smaller than my manual tire changer from Harbor Not So Freight. And so here we are having to do this. And I suck at this, and anybody who wants to put how-to and instructions and anything so that John can do this better than me, I am totally okay with that. Now, I don't remember which direction you're supposed to go with it to pop it the rest of the way. I think you're supposed to go this way with it. I hate doing tires. I don't know what I'm doing. And I know the comment section is going to be filled with, you should have done this. Go for it. Make sure it is. There. That actually came out a lot easier than most lawn tractor tires. There's no bead lock anywhere on this rim. That's why they pop free so easily. There's no ridge on either side. Okay, we got a whole bunch of lube on it. We got to get it pushed down on, pop it, and then do the upper section. And small tires suck. They just are what they are. And it also does not help that it's got two pieces sticking out to either side, and that the rim on the tire keeps trying to come through into the other side, because I've got to try to get that rim into there and get it to stay there long enough for me to wedge it the other direction, which is easier said than done. Especially once it's all covered in Dawn dish soap. Yep, I hit that other side again. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it started. Okay. Now, you got to keep what you got and then manage to get the spoon up in underneath and fluff it over to the other side. And this just plain sucks. There. Okay, so now we can see we've got it in, so that that's in there. Now we're going to press it down to get it started. And then we've got to get a wedge going on one side. And then we're going to try to use the center here to bring the other side around and get it in there. And this floating around tire stuff just sucks. There's no lovable thing about any of this. I think I'm just going to try to use my thumb. Yep, using my thumb did not work very well. Maybe if I set my knee into here and then push. Oh, I guarantee there's an entire comment section filled with "you should have done this" comments. And please, please, please make those comments. Anybody that can learn from my purgatory in order to be able to do this better, I want that to happen. So if you have 2 cents, please put it in the comment section. I wonder if I can use this to go this way. Maybe. Ooh, that was movement. That was a lot of movement. Oh, come on. That was a good bit of movement. These tire spoons do not loop up and over very well. I need some that loop up and over better for this next one. Come on. Come on. Why you no go? Come on. Close. Oh, I hate tiny tires. The tinier the rim is, the worse it gets. Got it! Victory is mine! Except for now we gotta get it to actually stay on there. Well, we're waiting for the air compressor to see if we can inflate that thing. This is about 13 inches or so, give or take, depending on how you want to measure it. At about 7.5 to 8 inches up, which is right about there. So in theory, you probably could get the Predator into there. You are going to have to drill different motor mounts. These are nowhere near even remotely close to the right size. Also, your clutch is a different size on this than it is on a Predator engine or any other variant. But do I think it would fit? Yes. I do think you might have to lift it and bring it over the top of this bar. Otherwise, you're going to end up hitting there. We'll try to do this on video, but basically I got to press down, force this to come out, and then John's going to run the air. So we're going to see if we can do this on film. So we're going to press down and, yep, give it some.
Come on the side.
Nope, air cannon time. Alright, John's decided he wants to try and mount it himself with the air tank. Yep, set it in, and then you gotta slam that handle forward. And that's why there's nothing over there. Okay, that didn't work. Now that we've had our learning experience, there's a reason why you're supposed to be at a downward angle when you do this. Okay, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1. Still didn't go on. Alright, we're going to try one more. Got it! Yep, got to get air into it before it repops. Okay, if I had been paying attention, I would have had this valve already on here. Oh, I screwed up. The problem is we have a really, really, really hot day, and when you air hit like that, it cools the air, and you can end up with it popping back off. So we're going to drastically overinflate this thing and let it sit and stabilize. Yeah, you can actually see it's moving up on the rim right there. Okay, let's check the other side. Yeah. So right in there, I don't want to stick my finger in, but you can see it's not actually fully out on the rim yet. Yeah, it just moved a little. We're going to let it sit there and stabilize. We've got 42 PSI in it, and we will come back for it. I got that thing on there just in time before I got rained on. John, grab the old tire and set it on top so people can see the difference. Yeah, that's a massive difference in the tread style. Everybody said these Kendras would get way better traction, so I guess we're going to see if the comment section was correct.
I'm soaked.
Yes, you're soaked because you ran out and you...
I gotta clean that.
Cleaning it in the rain during a flash thunderstorm. You know, redneck stuff. We dropped the PSI down to 20 this morning when we came out, so we know the bead is fully seated and everything's happy. John is hand starting all of the bolts to go in because the drill holes are quality not so lined up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've repositioned it multiple times and finally just said the heck with it and drilled out 2 or 3 of them slightly larger, and it seems to be working now. Going back to the axle thing, I wasn't joking. I drilled just a tiny bit into there to have a dimple. That way, when you line up a Phillips on it, you can push it back out through. We also figured out why it was stuck. The entire inside of the mounts are powder coated, and it shrunk the size of the inside to the point that it grips really tight on this thing. So we're probably going to throw some anti-seize on it when we stuff it back in there. And the caliper is easily removable, but because it is so new with low hours, the pads just sit right there, so we should be able to slide everything back in. That's the idea anyway. Are you done yet?
It won't go in.
Yeah. I'm 90% sure that they put 4 in and then just ramrodded the other 2 because I thought for sure they came out weird. I don't know where John managed to find the old school MTD Mud Terrain Dominator shirt from when we built the original black gas-powered Power Wheel.
I actually have 2 of them.
You have 2 of them. I'll post up one of the pictures of John in there thinking he's the coolest redneck thing ever. But anyways, we're now debating our choices in life. What we've got is we've got the tire in place, rolled forward, put the chain over the backside, because what you have to do is take the axle, put the axle in, get the spacer in between the outside and the sprocket, go through while lining the brake up into the caliper while putting it through there to put a washer and then put the nut on. Round 1 of dealing with life's choices. Can you get it in there? We did jack the tire up on a couple of boards, so it might be a little bit easier. So if you set the tip of that bolt in so it's not all the way through but just floating, now you can put the spacer in, and then once you get everything lined up, you just bop the end of the bolt into place. And there is no really good way to film this, so we're just close. Attempt number 1. Failure. Alright, so slide that piece in. There you go. The humidity is so bad today, it's hazing the camera. Yep, so if you can get this to move up and get it on there, there you go. Now, lift the tire into place and slide it in. Nope. Tire's got to go up. There you go. Up more, up more. Lift it up. So look, if we lift it up and then line it up, you should be able to get it to go in just like that. See, look, I can grab this with my hand and I can lift it and move it around instead of the entire stupid tire. Brains beats brawn.
Some days.
Hey, I got more brawn than you and apparently brains. You're learning. You're doing really good. Okay, let's see how close it is to lining up on the other side. So now you got to do the same thing. You got to lift that to line up with both of those. And my bet is you can probably do the same thing, just lift the brake caliper like that to shift it around. So if I lightly push on this, will you lift it up? Let's see if we can get it to line up. You got it lined up?
Oh no.
Oh no?
I don't think so.
You may or may not be able to look in and see the dot that I made on the end of the axle. Oh! Don't flinch when it comes at you. What did you think? It was a snake in a hole? There he goes. Okay. Let me grab the bop it here. There we go. Did we bop it all the way through? Cool. All right. And we didn't have to remove the brake caliper. We did what I know everybody's going to say was a bad idea. To heck with the comment section. But seriously, if that was a really worn out puck, it would have just dropped out of there and been hell. So, yes, removing the brake caliper is probably the better idea. What did you say about the cover?
This cover's made out of nightmares.
Made out of nightmares. So, luckily, John remembered that you have to wedge that cover in before you put your idler on. The chain dropped right on easily because of the idler assembly taking up the slack. But now John's got to manage to get the cover back in. Hey, struggle bus. What are you doing?
Trying to get the chain cover on.
They say learning from one's mistakes is a sign of intelligence. Or you just plain didn't look at the photo you took of taking it apart in the first place. That's what we did. We discovered this idler is actually directional. It's got a bulbous side to it that goes this direction. And magically, if you put it going the other direction, it jumps the chain off the rear sprocket every time you go to turn it over by hand. Remember, different rear tire, the brakes are going to work different. Okay? Alright. Oh, that totally just ripped up the entire area, unlike the other tire. Hey! Quit being a Karen! Stop yelling about the mini bike. Yeah, you. Just because you're the old hen in the group doesn't mean you gotta act like it. Go lay an egg. Alright, John, kill it. So, mechanical talk here. That tire gets way more grip than the original did. And you can actually hear it while John is off-road. That clutch that they put on there is definitely slipping a little bit. So, we're going to have to look into the idea of upgrading clutches or something, or an alternative. It should be okay for a little while John is still sub 100 pounds, but I just wanted to put that in there that you can hear and start to smell that the clutch is heating up a lot more than it was with the original tire that was slipping. But, you know, what are you going to do? You got to upgrade, and then you break things, and then you upgrade what you broke, and then that's mechanical life of an off-roader. Right, John?
Yep.
All right. You want to go back riding around more?
Yeah. Can you do it?
Yeah, I know. You still can't quite do it. You need the muscles. Yeah, okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.